Everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Moon Podcast. So, ESPN StephenA Smith was glazing up Ime Udoka and the Houston Rockets. I'm sure the network weren't too pleased about it. I'm not gonna play the video, man. I just, you can find it, man. But because it's not really a long clip that I want to play. But a small snippet of what he says. He's praising Amon Thompson, who's absolutely been balling this year. And the Houston Rockets got a really nice core. But in particular, what he says is, he says just a piece of it. He said it started with Ime Udoka. He says, I believe he was railroaded. Ime Udoka going to Houston and coaching the way he's coaching. He's special. He's one of the elite coaches in basketball. Houston is coming. Right. And just on that little, the railroaded comment about him being railroaded by Boston Celtics, absolutely. He got railroaded by the Celtics. He got railroaded by the network. The network never tried to really defend Ime Udoka. So he gets his get back. He goes to Houston. They win on a late second. And I mean, look, Houston is coming. I believe that I think they're probably about maybe a year or two away of actually competing for a championship, like being in the NBA Finals, right? I think they're actually have arrived and they're here now in terms of competing heavy in the postseason. But if schedule is early, I wouldn't be surprised if Ime Udoka has his team in the NBA Finals, man. I really wouldn't be surprised. Okay, not shocking, but it'd just be like, what a quick turnaround of events. It didn't take Ime Udoka long to put his imprint on this Houston Rockets team. And, not to knock away from Joe Mazzulla or anything, he's done a great job with the Boston Celtics, even though, he was on a hot seat his first year, definitely on a hot seat with some of his coaching decisions late in ball games, and they got bounced in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Miami Heat. Okay, but he's able to redeem himself and win the title the following year. Even though the Celtics are like 32-15 or something like that. They're struggling. All right, when the three ain't falling. And it seemed like the Houston Rockets aren't dependent on threes, man. They got athleticism and defense, and perimeter defense, in my opinion, and rim protection. They cover all five positions well, not perfect, but well enough, and they're scoring. They can score at a high clip with anybody in the league. I mean, to beat Cleveland and to beat Boston, they beat Cleveland twice, arguably one of the best teams in the NBA, and then they went and beat Boston right on the road. Okay, they beat Cleveland at home and beat them on the road, man. Very impressive. What Ime Udoka is doing. And you know what? I made a video before in the past that his play and the Rockets, they're gonna have to talk about him. And StephenA Smith, look, he was going hard at saying that he's not gonna call it out or go into detail about the whole Ime Udoka situation in Boston, but basically saying that how everything that unfolded should have been an HR issue, and the fact that it got exposed the way it did, not to absolve Ime Udoka of his actual actions, but he didn't get no privacy protection as compared to the woman who was also involved, because this is an HR matter. There was no criminal acts or anything like that. There should have been an in-house matter, and they just quietly dismissed Ime Udoka. And if you want to know why he got dismissed, then you need to ask Ime Udoka himself. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, he wasn't afforded that. And StephenA Smith, Jalen Rose, one of the few people to defend Ime Udoka at ESPN, and he's using this chance as the Rockets are doing well. They're second in the West, currently in the Western standings. Ime Udoka definitely deserves his praise and his flowers, and should be get Coach of the Year honors. I believe StephenA Smith mentioned that too in the clip. So yeah, I mean, look, the whole Malika Andrews thing and just her tearing down black men and stuff like that, it was a real thing, absolutely real thing. And I know it irks her nerves that Ime Udoka is having the type of success that he's having. And you know what, for shits and giggles, it'd be funny if he ends up in the NBA Finals, Ime Udoka, right? Because now, she got to cover it. You know what I'm saying? She got to talk about it. That'd be hilarious, right? Be the ultimate. It'd be good for Ime Udoka. Honestly, it'd just be like the ultimate get back. Not that he needs to go on and get back, but the way he got dismissed, people really question, will he ever coach? I had questions on, will he ever coach in the NBA again? I mean, was it that bad? Would the league, teams ignore his talent as a head coach on a scandal that shouldn't have blown up as much as it did, right? But he's doing well. He's thriving and everything. And listen, man, I think in the future, it's a blessing in disguise, right? This could be the better team down the road than the Boston Celtics that he had, right? Time will tell. Time will tell. I know that Celtics squad won a chip, so right now, the credit goes to Boston. But considering the foundation that this team has with all these young players, I don't know, man. It could be a compelling argument that this Rockets team is going to be right on schedule and competing and winning the championship pretty soon, man. So, man, just want to share my thoughts on that, man. I thought StephenA, listen, and Molly, of course, didn't really want to get into it, you know what I'm saying, because she got kind of quiet when StephenA was really defending Ime Udoka and saying that he got railroaded and stuff like that. And nobody really want to chime in. It's like, yeah, that's just everybody just, trying to be mum on it. No, he got railroaded out of Boston. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that, listen, I don't give StephenA a lot of props, but I definitely give him props for sticking up for Ime Udoka and staying strong on it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get to go into detail because it's ESPN. You know how they rock, can't really do stuff like that. But the best he could, and maybe on StephenA Smith's show, he'll go a little further in. But as far as the praising of Ime Udoka and the Houston Rockets is good and is warranted, about time. And I hope it gets more on ESPN and bigger networks, right? Even though, mainstream TV is dead. But the YouTube streets will make sure to give Ime Udoka his flowers, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.